Okay, start trying him. Nnamdi Kanu is still there. We will be back to square one. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu, Mr. President, have the courage to release him today. All this insecurity, all these killings, you get to a station, you start shooting policemen, start shooting soldiers, they will disappear to oblivion. The man has said it several, leaving from detention, that he did not order all these things, that he cannot be killing people that he has been fighting for. And don't forget, this is started with the importation of insecurity in the southeast by strangers. It was done by non-Igbos when the correctional center in Sowore was attacked. Prisoners released. We alerted. So that was when, because most of the people involved were not people from that part of the country. We said, okay, this thing is an importation. Oh. This thing did not come from the people because it is not part of us. What did they do? They started recruiting orchards, uneducated people, people without skills. Introduced drugs into them, started arming them. That's how now you started seeing Igbos doing the operation on behalf of certain people. They don't want the Southeast to be stable. Southeast must be portrayed and shown to Nigerians and the world that they cannot govern themselves. The place is not peaceful. These things were imported. There is no part of the country that is peaceful, that have cohesion, like the people from the Southeast. When they want to do anything, they sit down and do it. So it was this importation of terrorism in the Southeast that is the basis for all we are having today. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu today.
All right. Good evening. Thanks for joining me in this broadcast. There have been series of reports about insecurity in the Southeast these days, and we are trying to figure out who are responsible for this insecurity. Now, we know personally the people who are responsible for this insecurity in the Southeast, but the people we know is not the people that the media portray you to know, or the people from the Southeast. I mean, the politicians portray to the media that these are the people responsible for the insecurity. Now, the first thing, or the first steps I want to take you through is that right from time there has been the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. If insecurity is happening in the north, in the west, remember in the southeast, Rwanda, they kill a lot of monarchs and so on and so forth. I did not hear when they said it was people agitating for Dudua Republic that were killing people like that. You know why? They want to stop it. So they focused on the real people who were causing the insecurity. You know why I'm saying this? Now, I want to ask some questions. Who are we going to accuse of sponsoring the insecurity now? As I speak to you, the reports of insecurity just in this week, today is Thursday, the report of insecurity in this week is alarming. It's alarming. So who are we going to hold responsible for this now? Because before they were saying it was Biafra agitators. I have been here saying it right from time that look at, it's important we hold people who are sponsoring insecurity, who are perpetrating it. It is important we hold them so that you will be able to find the end to the problem of insecurity. A lot of people, because of sentiment, or I don't know, maybe they are not aware. A lot of people go on and they started accusing people. They started accusing agitators. Before, right from time, they were saying it was Nnamdi Kanu, just Nnamdi Kanu. They were calling him and him alone. I was still the same one that was telling them that, no, the issue of insecurity in the service is not Nnamdi Kanu. Now, after then, they started calling the new people. They have called, even before, they have called Marcel as Urike. So I know it is history. That is what people have been doing right from time. So I'm not ignorant of them. Now, after that, recently, they were still calling about other people who were agitated. I said, no, we should calm down to think about this. You know why? Those who are agitating, they may come and go. But the issue of insecurity will not come and go. the issue of the insecurity will not come and go. The people who are agitating, everything they are doing can just come and go. So after they must have gone, the question remains, who and who are now responsible for the insecurity after they must have gone? Now, people can no longer go to farms. The insecurity is increasing in the bushes. We are having reports. Before you know what is happening in the middle belt, what is happening in the north, it will start happening in the southeast. Then who are you going to call that time? Who are you going to hold? So I like what Kenneth Okonkwo said today. That was yesterday to say, because it is important we know where this rain started beating us. It is important we understand what is going on. When IPOB was proscribed, was there killing? Do we have all these killings today? When the Southeast governors proscribed IPOB and sold it to Tinubu's, Buhari's administration, we don't have killings then. There was nothing, absolutely nothing that was going on. I'll come back to this. Let's listen to what Kenneth Okonkwo said.
So a group of people who are non-state actors are terrorizing the Southeast. And all the police people are doing, the security agencies, to establish roadblocks from Enugu to Onitsha. 45 minutes drive, you have more than 30 roadblocks. They are roadblocks of extortion. And yet they are saying insecurity in the Southeast. How possible? You don't give people, you don't even give a state government the power to defend itself. People are ordered to stay at home. And when any of them comes out, they will be shot down. They'll be killed. And you, the government, you are not providing adequate security. And you're blaming the people. Let me ask you, how many times have they blamed Northeast for the insecurity visited on Northeast by the insurgents? How many times have they blamed Northwest for the banditry, for the terrorism, for the robbery?
That's a good question.
For the insurgency that is going on in the Northwest. Farmers' headers clash in the North Central. In the Southwest, you saw how many traditional rulers have been killed, assassinated. In the South, you still hear about oil thieves. How many times do they blame those citizens for being the cause of the insecurity? And those ignorant
That is a good
men,
question.
those incompetent men in government, those anti-Igbo people with anti-Igbo sentiments, they would want to blame Igbo for the insecurity in the Southeast.
You understand?
When Ipob started, it was the Southeast governors that came together for the first time to proscribe all the activities. No other governors of any of the geopolitical regions have ever done that. Yet they're opening their mouths to say the insecurity in the Southeast is caused by the people of Southeast. No, it's caused by the incompetence, corruption of the ruling elite. Since 1999,
I agree on this one.
The Southeast had become president or vice president. So how could it have been caused? This insecurity in the Southeast is not the worst in Nigeria. So the issue here is that the government should step up its security, not just in the Southeast, but all over Nigeria, and take away the causes of the insecurity. And of course, you cannot rule out the fact
because they know what they are doing.
It's part of what is
they know what they are doing. They cannot.
Because human beings must survive. So the government should improve the socio-economic welfare of Nigerians, and they should make more investment.
All right, let me stop the video there. Now, the truth is what I want people to know. Nothing but the truth. Now, Kenneth Okonkwo, after everything he said, saying that the government should improve the insecurity, that is another firing at a wrong shot after knowing the causes of insecurity. So don't fire at the wrong shot, because the government, you said they should improve the security to stop insecurity, it is the same government who are responsible for the challenges of the insecurity we are having. So it's not normal to say that the government should tackle insecurity again in Nigeria. It's not normal. Maybe genuinely, sometimes the military could counter, insurgency and so on and so forth in the north and so on and so forth. But that does not stop the fact that APC federal government administration, that they are the one sponsoring insecurity. Time without number, their colleagues have come to national television to say that. So the truth I'm trying to establish, because before 2025 ending, a lot of people are going to regret why accusing the wrong people of sponsoring insecurity in the Southeast. Now, a lot of people that they have been accusing of sponsoring insecurity, they are no longer in picture now. When I mean they are no longer in picture, I mean these people are no longer there. Some of them are in detention. Some of them have stopped agitating. Now, the question is, who is now responsible for the insurgents? That time I was telling people that I can't accuse people who are agitating that they are the ones sponsoring insecurity in the Southeast. Forget about what you see on social media. Forget all those things. If you are on ground, talk with the people knows who is terrorizing them. The people knows. Now, I was using Delta State then to give example. I was using Benue State to give example. I was using Kogi State to give example. These are the states that are closer to the southeastern Nigeria that are facing the same kind of terrorism that the southeasterners are facing. Now, the difference between the ones in the southeast and the ones that are in Delta State, in Kogi State, in Benue State, is that the one in Delta State, Kogi State, and Benue State, they were able to figure out that these are the people doing it, because insecurity in these three states I'm mentioning for you, they are far more than the insecurity challenges we are seeing in the southeast. Far more than. The insecurity in Delta State, the insecurity in Kogi State, in Benue State is far greater than the insecurity people are propagating in the Southeast. Now, let me tell you, the insecurity in the Southeast, they don't know the people who are carrying it out because they are accusing the wrong people. I told people time without number, I have had the opportunity and the privilege to speak with one or two whole villagers, rural communities from the Southeast when we were touring the areas. They told us categorically clear that the people who are terrorizing them are this, and this. They mentioned their name. They know them. Like me in my village, I know the people who are terrorizing us. Now, this is the truth. I am not saying that if terrorists comes from maybe from foreign state into my state and they come into my community, maybe they will have one informant that will be in the community who will be an indigenous of that state. Of course, something like that could happen. But what I'm trying to say is that when you accuse the wrong person, you make investigation difficult, you make stopping insecurity to be difficult, everything at all, everything, you will make it to be difficult. You won't find the solution to it any longer. So that is the current situation that is happening now. A lot of people have been trying to accuse different people because they want them to die. They want them out of the picture. They have been accusing a lot of people. Now that these people are no longer in the picture, the question I'm asking, who will help us to stop the insecurity challenges now? Is it the military men, the police? That Tuai Danjuma have told you time without number that these people are colluding with the armed bandits to kill you. Are they the ones that you are going to entrust your insecurity or your security challenges to? Absolutely no. Absolutely no. The other day I was here mentioning the names of people who were caught in Enugu. Let me ask you a question. Those names that they caught, have you ever heard about their prosecution till today? See, I want you people to understand something. I want you people to understand something, because I will be the last person that will come out to tell you what I don't know about. Now, on my last live broadcast, I came with these names, and I told you people that these are the names of people who were caught terrorizing Enugu State. It is not the military that caught them. It's not the DSS, no, just the police. It was between the vigilante and the police that apprehended these people. And their names are Ismaila Issa, Sadiq Ahmed, a dismissed soldier, Abbas Osman, Mubarak Garba, Abubakar Haruna, Abubakar Sani. These are the people that were caught. Now, I am coming because I want to make you to understand everything in the picture of insecurity in the Southeast. My own purpose is not to just accuse wrong people. My own purpose is not to change the narrative. The purpose of me having interest in insecurity is to stop it. Because if you did not identify who is causing it, you cannot stop it. Now that the insecurity is now increasing. Now, if it is before, I've never seen where they kill 5 people before. They will not say ESN terrorists, IPOB terrorists. Now, they are tired of calling IPOB, ESN, Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa. They are tired of calling them now. Now they are asking question. Are we sure that it is the same people that are doing this? Because the news now, they are not promoting the news. Before, especially when Nnamdi Kanu has not been detained. Any small thing, Nnamdi Kanu's IPOB. When Simon Ekpa has not been detained. Any small thing, Simon Ekpa. Now, the people they are arresting now, if they release their name, they say that these people are not from the Southeast. And the people, they did not release their name as well. If they catch them, they don't even tag them IPOB again. They don't tag them agitators again. They don't tag them ASN again. Now, they are now tagging them as terrorists. You see, no matter how you try to parade a lie, it will outlive everyone who is lying, and the truth will come and quench that lie. Truth will always come and quench the lie. We know how people were imported to the Southeast to terrorize. We know when those people went to Imo State to break the prison opposite government house. Police were there, military were there, monitoring the activity of people who are terrorizing. And someone will come out to tell you that, look at people, we know. These are the things we know. These are the things we know. That is why when this man was giving this press briefing, I was happy with him. I mean, the chairman of the Zenith Labour Party, he said everything as it is. He said everything as it is. We are going to come back. Let's revisit the press briefing.
So that's why I'm not bothered about it. Bring someone up and lock him, start trying him. Nnamdi Kanu is still there. We will be back to square one. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu, Mr. President, have the courage to release him today. All this insecurity, all these killings, you get to a station, you start shooting policemen, start shooting soldiers, they will disappear to oblivion. The man has said this several, leaving from detention, that he did not order all these things, that he cannot be killing people that he has been fighting for. And don't forget, this is started with importation of insecurity in the Southeast by strangers. It was done by non-Igbos when the correctional center in Sowore was attacked. Prisoners released. We alerted. So that was when, because most of the people involved were not people from that part of the country. We said, okay, this thing is an importation. Oh. This thing did not come from the people because it is not part of us. What did they do? They started recruiting Ochas, uneducated people, people without skills. Introduced drugs into them, started arming them. That's how now you started seeing Igbos doing the operation on behalf of certain people. They don't want the Southeast to be stable. Southeast must be portrayed and shown to Nigerians and the world that they cannot govern themselves. The place is not peaceful. These things were important. There is no part of the country that is peaceful, that have cohesion, like the people from the Southeast. When they want to do anything, they sit down and do it. So it was this importation of terrorism in the Southeast that is the basis for all we are having today. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu today, this is will vanish. Simon Ekpa has been a self-acclaimed Prime Minister of the state of Biafra. And he has been known to have been issuing directives since the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu. Directives that have been obeyed by most persons from that part of the country. Honestly speaking, looking at the devastation, looking at the killings, looking at the economy of the Southeast region, particularly the 5 states in the Southeast, it will be safe to say that the arrests may turn around things or have positive impact. But if I look at it politically, Simon Ekpa's arrest and even extradition into Nigeria will not change things. That was the same position I took when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. I was very clear and emphatic that there may be worse Nnamdi Kanus, whatever you think Nnamdi Kanu was doing. That the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu did not bring to an end the agitation. What will solve the problem is the release, the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. President Tinubu did not put him there. He didn't arrest him. He was arrested by President Buhari. He plotted it and he arrested him and brought him here. Ever since then, he has been a customer of the DSS. The matter got up to Supreme Court. Supreme Court justified the escape of Nnamdi Kanu when soldiers stormed his family home. That there was evidence to show that they were about to be killed. So he had to escape and ordered for his unconditional release. In the characteristic manner of President Buhari, who I have always said never liked the Igbos. They had this ancient hatred, I have always said so, against the Igbos. So he kept him there until he left office. President Buhari never liked the Igbo people. He was just using takia on those who were coming around him. You know what is takia? Deceive him. There was no reason for Nnamdi Kanu to still be in detention until now. I've said this severally, and I don't want to be commenting on it regularly. That was why I suggested that if it is getting difficult to release Nnamdi Kanu, bring him to Ego Square, use him for barbecue. Let the haters of Igbos and those who hated Nnamdi Kanu come and take a pinch of his flesh. Eat it, so that that matter will be closed permanently. But I think what we can do is to encourage President Tinubu to have the courage to release Nnamdi Kanu. He didn't put him there. The law is on his side. If Nnamdi Kanu is released today, Simon Ekpa will disappear. Because nature abhors a vacuum. That was why Simon Ekpa moved in. Whether he was with them or he was not with them, the people started listening to him. If the boss, you know, when the cat is aware, when the cat is away from the house, the mouse will take over the house. Release Nnamdi Kanu today, you will never hear about Simon Ekpa again. Because all those listening to him will now go back to the original master. If Nnamdi Kanu comes today, if it's released today, this sit at home will stop. If it comes today, nobody will go and start killing people, releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody will just get to the road and start shooting people. Killing of policemen on the streets will disappear. Because Nnamdi Kanu will not be in charge. I tell them, tarry a while. Let us discuss. And they would listen to him. I told President Buhari, when he was in office, that there is no politician in Nigeria, living or dead, that commanded or commands the followership of Nnamdi Kanu without Nnamdi Kanu putting one kobo. No politician. But they were following him. So I told President Buhari, based on this, the person you should do business with is Nnamdi Kanu. Open the door for discussion. That was 2 years of him being in office as president, or 3 years. If Nnamdi Kanu is released today, all these things will disappear. Samuel Ekpa will go to oblivion. So that's why I'm not bothered about it. Bring Samuel Ekpa, lock him, start trying him. Nnamdi Kanu is still there. We will be back to square one. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu, Mr. President, have the courage to release him today. All this insecurity, all these killings, you get to a station, you start shooting policemen, start shooting soldiers, they will disappear to oblivion. The man has said it several, even from detention, that he did not order all these things, that he cannot be killing people that he has been fighting for. And don't forget, this is started with importation of insecurity in the southeast by strangers. It was done by non-Igbos when the correctional center in Sowore was attacked. Prisoners released. We alerted. So that was when, because most of the people involved were not people from that part of the country. We said, okay, this thing is an importation. Oh, this thing did not come from the people because it is not part of us. What did they do? They started recruiting Ochas, uneducated people, people with.
All right, that was from the leader of the Zenith Labour Party. And a lot of people don't know Zenith Labour Party. Zenith Labour Party is not the Labour Party that you know. Zenith Labour Party is another party entirely. That is the party that won almost all the local government election in Abia State recently. Now, you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. The only thing that can save us is the truth. No matter how you try to parade lies, no matter how you try to portray bad image against a particular people or a tribe or a group of people. So when the truth comes, the whole lies that you have contributed to the destruction of the area, we just went away. So what I'm trying to say is that before now, everyone was telling you, oh, people who are agitating, who said they want Biafra, they are the one causing insecurity. Now, people are ashamed to report insecurity challenges going on. As I speak to you, 4 people died today, right? Who shot them? They say gunmen. Gunmen from where? Gunmen from where? Where are they from? Who sponsored them? Gunmen from where? What are their names? Gunmen from where? Now, before, I made a video exclusively for this prison break in Imo State, Owerri. That retired soldier, whether he's retired or he went on a war, who have served Nigeria for 18 years, he came to challenge Hope. Who's the man? He said he dare Hope to play the CCTV camera that is directly opposite the prison, the one in government house there. No response. Now, the insecurity they imported to Igbo land, it has grown. And that is why you see that no matter the kind check-up in the area, if you like, every 1 minute, every 1 meter or 500 meter, put military check-up, the insecurity will still happen. The military, the soldiers will still be there. And people are not asking questions. But Nayabaribe asked the question, right? He asked the question, right?
That is the point. So why is it that this unknown gunmen still operate with all these checkpoints? You ask yourself that question. There seems to be.
Yeah. Very simple and short. Very simple and short.
Unknown gunmen. That is the point. So why is it that these unknown gunmen still operate with all these checkpoints? You ask yourself that question. There seems to be.
Why is it that all these things they call unknown gunmen operate amidst the whole security checkpoint? Nobody have answered the question. Before they told you it was Nnamdi Kanu, before they told you it was Simon Ekpa. Now, Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu is not in the picture again, right? Who is now doing it as I speak to you? Who did it today? Who did it yesterday? The military presence in the southeast is enough for them to have peace. If military will bring peace to you, military won't bring peace to you. They won't bring peace because the federal government are the architect of the insecurity challenges. What do you want to see? Time is coming. Oh, the way the insecurity is now increasing, time is coming. People will begin to regret ever pointing fingers at the wrong side. Now, the question I'm asking, what of if this thing persists? It continues, every day continues, and the people no longer bear it anymore. Who are you going to call now to help you? Who? Because the military have shown that they are not the solution. If military are the solution, or the soldiers in the southeast, if they are the solution, we will not have insecurity in the southeast, because the presence of the military in the southeast is enough to stop all these things. If they are the solution. Now, not to talk of police. All these people, they have made even police to... Now, what you see in the north, many rural areas, no police. Police are afraid of terrorism. That is what you are seeing in Igbo land today. Part of them, not all of them. Part of them. In Delta State, the same set of people, they are not allowing people to go to farm. Killings in the bush every day. And someone will come out to tell you that it is people who are agitating. People who are agitating, are they in Benue State? Are they in Delta? Are they in Plateau State? Are they in Borno State? Are they in Sokoto State? In the Southwest Yoruba land, they kill 2 traditional heads this year. You not hear them? They kill 2 traditional heads. They abducted so many people. They shot Amatokun. They do all sort of things. They never said it is people who are agitating for Dudua Republic. No, because they know the people. But the Southeast politicians, some of them, not all, who are cowards, they are bent in pushing the narrative for them to say it is IPO, because they are afraid of the presence of influential groups of people who are agitating. You will know the truth, and only the truth will set you free.
So a group of people who are non-state actors are terrorizing the Southeast. And all the police people are doing, the security agencies, to establish roadblocks from Enugu to Onitsha. 45 minutes drive, you have more than 30 roadblocks. They are roadblocks of extortion. And yet they are saying insecurity in the Southeast. How possible? You don't give people, you don't even give a state government the power to defend itself. People are ordered to stay at home. And when any of them comes out, they will be shot down. They'll be killed. And you, the government, you are not providing adequate security. And you're blaming the people. Let me ask you, how many times have they blamed Northeast for the insecurity visited on Northeast by the insurgents? How many times have they blamed Northwest for the banditry, for the terrorism, for the robbery?
They have never blamed them.
For the insurgency that is going on in the Northwest. Farmers' headers clash in the North Central. In the Southwest, you saw how many traditional rulers have been killed, assassinated. In the South, you still hear about oil thieves. How many times do they blame those citizens for being the cause of the insecurity? And those ignorant men, those incompetent men in government, those anti-Igbo people with anti-Igbo sentiments, they would want to blame Igbo for the insecurity in the southeast. When Ipob started, it was the southeast governors that came together for the first time to proscribe all the activities. No other governors of any of the geopolitical regions have ever done that. Yet they're opening their mouths to say the insecurity in the southeast is caused by the people of southeast. No, it's caused by the incompetence, corruption of the ruling elite since 1999.
All right. Don't forget that you can join me live through calling us on this WhatsApp call on the screen. You can also join us by clicking the link there on the comment section that I pinned if you want to join us live and share with us your opinion about this trending issue. That the insecurity in the Southeast keep on increasing, things keep on getting worse. Why we are pointing finger at the wrong people? The main people who are terrorizing are gaining more momentum. They are gaining more momentum. Why we are pointing, accusing finger at the wrong people? The right people who are doing all these things are happy because nobody is calling them out. Many politicians knows about people who are causing this insecurity, and they are happy anytime that they are saying that it is because of people who are agitating. They are happy. Now, the question I am asking you today is this. Are we truly ready to figure out who are the people causing this insecurity? Because I know them. A lot of people know them. Maybe you know them. But some persons don't still know. Some persons don't still understand what is going on up to today. Some persons don't still know anything about the insecurity challenges going on. But we must fight hard. We must understand the truth. Like I just say, I said, you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. It is only the truth that will set us free. The other lady, that lady that operates chemist stock, she was saying something at a time, talking about the insecurity in the Southeast, talking about how they imported people in the Southeast who are carrying out these insecurity challenges. A lot of people thought that, oh, this lady don't know what she's talking about, or this lady don't know what she's saying. No, she knows what he's saying. She knows what she's talking about. She was talking about the fact that I know. She was talking about the fact that a lot of people know. You will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Many times, our vigilante in my community, they have confronted these killers in the bush. They confronted them. They shoot gun to gun battle. And most times, our vigilante always defeat them in gun battle. And we saw their body. We saw them. We know who they are. These are Bororo Funanis who has infiltrated the whole bushes. They infiltrated the whole bush. And people are here trying to remove attention for the main sponsors. It is time for us to call a spade a spade. If not, this insecurity, everything, it is going to destroy people. It is going to destroy people unless we have the courage to call the spade a spade. Call them out. Let them know that we know people who are doing all these things. It is simple as that. Now, there are some things I want to explain from what the lady said. A lot of you must have seen this video, right? When she talks about the people who are sponsoring insecurity in the Southeast. Let's take a listen.
Nigerian journalist Dr. Kemi Lawrence for Kemi Talks Media. It's Saturday, November 23rd, 2024. Let's talk about what's going on in Southeast Nigeria. I'm going to make it clear as much as possible for everybody to understand what's going on in this video and for you to make it viral and spread it all across the internet to Nigerians. Nigerians abroad are very, very important as well. There has been a wave of buying all over Southeast Nigeria. People are being plied left, right, and center. 4 years ago, I told you about some plans and orchestrated methods to buy Southeast Nigerians, specifically the Igbos. And no one believed me. 4 years later, you're now believing me after they wiped out a lot of people in Ebonyi State, Enugu State, and so on and so forth. Yesterday, a farmer was spied on his farm after harvesting yam, cassava, and cocoyam and everything. At the end of the day, if one farmer is spied in America, do you know what's going to happen? 3 farmers spied, several injured. That's the headline of the Nigerian media. And you should know by now that the Nigerian media is owned by politicians and businessmen. There are people who are strategically placed in Igbo land to buy Igbos. Okay, it's a new method of what happened during the Biafran War. The people that orchestrated the Biafran War are still alive. And they've led Nigeria. General Gowon is alive. General Obasanjo is alive. General Buhari is alive. Everybody in that war, many of the strategic people are alive. And they've led Nigeria again and again. And they're watching this happen. This is the Biafra War again, secretly. But all the killings that have been going on in the metropolitan areas of Igbo land, they stick it to Ipob. They stick it to Marcel. They stick it to ESN. They stick it to all the Nnamdi Kanu groups. And they feel that we don't know what's going on. People know what's going on. They're not going to talk. The media is the wrong person to even go meet. The Nigerian media is the worst in the world. I don't know if I'm the first to say it. Maybe other people have said it. Not because they're just owned by the politicians and businessmen. And the journalists in there are puppets to these people. They're puppets. They can't do anything unless they do what they are told. They know the truth in what I am talking about, and they're not going to tell the ordinary Nigerians. The DSS. You're supposed to be the Homeland Security for Nigeria. Checking the homeland. People are being spied left, right, and center in Nigeria. North, south, east, west. The defense headquarters. Always shouting on Twitter. Always shouting on X. No action. We cannot have a defense headquarters and a military not doing enough for Nigerians. Nigerians are getting spied every day. And this has to stop. The international community gives you money to fight all this insecurity, but what do? You share it amongst yourself. We've seen that with Jonathan's administration and others. Nigerian governors are sponsoring terrorism. They're financing terrorism. And all you could do is go arrest one Simon Ekpa in, Finland? Somebody that's just doing his internet propaganda. That's all you can do. That's the best you can do. At least he's given some awareness to what's going on. Everybody has their own groups. My message today is about what happened yesterday. All right? What happened yesterday in Enugu? In some of the communities, there was violence. Fulani militia showed up. I don't like calling them herdsmen because they're not herdsmen. Herdsmen are people that actually guard their cows and feed and graze, without any violence. Farmers and herders are supposed to be working hand in hand. These are Fulani militias, strategically placed in Igbo land to buy the people. They did it with Ebonyi. Now, you see that governor over there in Ebonyi State, that new governor, the young guy? He's doing so much work in that state. He has revamped that state so much. Okay, I even heard he built a new radio station, as in the government radio station. He revamped it and everything so that the media can be in the forefront of what's going on in Ebonyi State. I know the former governor was very old and things. People lost their lives in that state. At least that's one governor doing well. What about Enugu? What about Imo? What about all these places? Imo State, I've told you guys, it's full of herdsmen running your state and buying you one by one. Who is next? They stick to the metropolitan area. Make it look like it's Ipob and ESN. Okay? And the army gives all this false information online. Yes, the army. When General Lagbacha died, I was the one that reported that he was secretly flown abroad and died, and they brought him home. The government announced, he died yesterday in Lagos. Just lies. When Abba Kyari, the chief of staff, died during the Buhari administration, I was the one that told you this guy's been dead for COVID for 2 weeks. They did not announce till 2 weeks later. They delay everything. But here I am, I'm telling you everything, and some of you are still saying that, I heard that you were a mad woman. I heard that you were mentally unstable. You heard, until you heard about your own. Bye. I hope you hear. if it happens to you. I don't pray for anybody to die. But what's going on right now, if Igbos don't take charge of their communities, your communities are going to be toast. I'm telling you, by December 31st, there's going to be a major genocide. I hope you know what that means. Igbo people abroad, Igbo people in the diaspora, call your loved ones, secure your areas, give safety tips to people, let them know. Last month, it was the Igbo lady, the pregnant woman that was spied in Imo State near the airport, Sambakwe Airport. The Nigerian mainstream media were reporting that, hoodlums went to Sambakwe and they raped a lady, pregnant woman. I had the video. I gave you guys the video. I gave you guys the photograph. She has a name. Every victim has a name. Their name must remain in the news forever. Their faces must remain in the news. 3 farmers killed yesterday, several injured. What are their names? That's why you're supposed to be giving us mainstream media. Everybody in the mainstream media is so fucked up in Nigeria because they're telling you what to report. This is why people direct themselves away from the mainstream media. This is why Fisaya Shoyombo is doing his own on that side. Even the David Hunter in Ghana is doing his own from that. Everybody's out of the mainstream media. Samuel Ogudupe is running his People's Gazette out of New York. Everybody has left that country. Every real journalist has left that country. I don't live in Nigeria anymore. Just like that, January 2023 is now about to turn to January 2025. 2 years and this country has not improved. And you're saying, President Tinubu, President Tinubu. A lot of you confused me to some Kem. One lady there that was abusing Peter Obi throughout the campaign. It was not me. This stupid woman was just abusing Peter Obi and trying to shed it away so that people can be abusing me, saying, but you helped Tinubu win. I did not help. It wasn't me. It was another lady. Her handle is Kem Patriot. And she now says that I'm directing people to come and insult her. All the posts she made against Peter Obi, it's out there. That wasn't me. President Tinubu's government is a fail. He's allowing Nigerians to die. He's allowing Nigerians to be buyed. And it should not be happening. What I want you to know, my safety tips for all Igbos. There are Fulani militia strategically placed in your communities. Be very careful. Women, do not go draw water anywhere in any stream alone. Okay, they're calling them herdsmen. They're not herdsmen. When I was in Port Harcourt prison, when they brought the herdsmen in, they sat them down in the office. And because I was one of the favorites in the prison, I could go to the office anytime I hang out. I sat there and I was asking some of them sitting on the ground, what are you here for? Where didn't carry you come? They said, oh, they catch me as herdsman. Well, are you a herdsman? And they'll go, oh no, I know be herdsmen. Na politician give me cow, make I walk inside bush. Now politician give you cow, make you walk inside bush. Nigerians, wake up. Things are happening. Don't be a victim.
All right. I know that a lot of people will not understand what this lady is saying. A lot of people will not get to know what she's saying, especially if you came from a place where all these militias are not terrorizing. Now, for me, I said that everything this woman is saying is just the truth. Because to start with, who are the people? How do they come into our communities? How do they come to my community? How do they take over the bushes? How do they start terrorizing, taking people who are going to farms? All those, why and how? If not people who strategically place them in the bushes to do their own agenda. That is what this woman is saying. And there is something she said. I don't know where the lady got her intel or information about December 31st, that they are going to be genocide. Remember that on Christmas Eve last year, this, On 2023 Christmas Eve, that last year, something happened. Is it last year or last 2 years? Where Plateau massacre happened that shook the world. About 12 presidents of different countries reacted to what happened then. But the president, yeah, it was last year, but Tinubu did not go there. The only thing the governors have to do, including the Plateau governor, is to go and visit Tinubu in Lagos to pay homage while his people were dying. And those people said they gave the military 33 distress calls. Google it. Go and fact check what I'm saying. They gave the military 33 distress calls. They were calling for help. People are killing us. They started on Christmas midnight. On Christmas Day, they are still killing. On 26th, they stopped killing. It happens almost 3 days. No security agent. No, they did not receive call. Nothing. And one person is telling you here that it is Biafra agitators who are terrorizing. So all these things are happening because the people who are supposed to stop it, they know about this and they are helping it to happen. That was what Dr. Olaomi, former naval commander, was saying. That he was there, that these people have agenda, that you can't stop them. It is over. So it is important we begin to think very well. Let us think about solution. Let us think about the causes of problem. And when you get the causes of the problem wrong, it's like when they give you a mathematical question and they ask you to solve the question. Instead of you to solve with the right formula, you took the wrong formula to start solving the mathematical equation. You are going to fail it because you are using the wrong formula. So we are using the wrong formula by unable to identify the people, the real people in quotes, who are terrorizing our areas. And I am telling you people, don't believe so much thing you see on social media. Don't believe so many things you see on social media. Try to connect down to the roots. If you are a reporter, try to know people from the roots. They are the people that will tell you the truth. If I hear that so people die so place, the whole news media might be reporting about it, but I have to place a call, try to figure out what happened, what really happened. Now they will tell you what happened before you report and give them the accurate information. This is what we are lacking. And that is why, let me tell you, somebody can just come out today and start claiming the insurgents happening in Nigeria. Do you know that? Someone can just come out and say, I am going to stop the government of Nigeria. I'm going to do this. The person is boasting. No? If the key person in Sokoto is, I did it. If the key person in Imo, he will say, I did it. If the key person in Kafachan, he will say, I did it. Somebody can just come and claim that on social media. It is possible. But for you to know who are the true people doing it, like in my community, they have got so many people who are killing, kidnapping. We know them. So if not that our vigilante caught them, if it is military that caught them, military can come out and say, we have killed 20 IPOB members today. they have spoken. And people who don't understand, we say, oh, IPOBs are the one. But when we call these people, we know them. We know them by their names, by their color, by their everything. So it is time for us to wisen up. We need to wise up. We need to wake up because a lot of things going wrong in this country must be addressed. Please, our lines are open. You can give us a call. Then you can also join us live. Please, if you are joining live, I know for some security reasons, a lot of people don't like to join live with their videos because they don't want people to see them. All right, we have a guest, CN. CN, thanks for joining us. You can unmute yourself, tell us your name and where you are joining us from. If you are there, good evening. Oh, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Okocha. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Very good. I'm joining from...
You can do us well to tell us your real name if you wish, but it's not compulsory.
Oh, Chris is my first name, and
Okay.
I'm joining you from Massachusetts, and that's in Boston. You know where Boston is, and
Yeah.
I just got interest in the program you're having this morning. I know how much critical you've been in your job of expositions and having too many concerns about perhaps mostly the happenings in the East. I think you've explored enough. You have
Thank you.
conducted a lot of research, and I see that in your space you brought in a whole lot of people, experts that have spoken to the situation, particularly in the Southeast. And I see you have a whole lot of concern. You've been able to exhibit much of your skill to make sure, and all you are after is to make sure that things go right the way it should, so that the Eastern region can be stable and perhaps all over Nigeria to be a better place to live in. Be that as it may,
Thank you.
I'm not here this morning to say anything different from all that you've explored and everything that has been said, even Kemi that we just listened to. Even when Kemi talked about what is to happen in December and all that, at Nigeria, that situation is very easy to predict when you see the ongoings there. You can't predict anything, and whatever you predict is right. I don't see any prediction to that space that is wrong. But the question is that why are we doing this to ourselves? Why is the government doing this to its people?
Big
This
question.
problem is solvable. We have one man, particularly in the Southeast, who, because if he's present today, we will not be having all this rubbish. And
That's
that's
right.
why, again, I want to add my voice. If the government will hear us through your channel, that one compelling reasons for the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu is because of his unique ability to influence and mobilize communities in the southeast of Nigeria.
Exactly.
Which I will say, or anyone will say, could be very pivotal in addressing the current insecurity challenges in the region. To me, Kanu is not just a prominent political figure. I also viewed him, like every other person may view him, as a voice for the Igbo people and our aspirations. I believe his leadership can foster dialogue between various stakeholders in my community and the rest of the communities in the Southeast, even including the government authorities. Even the security forces and the local communities. Kanu has the capability of creating an atmosphere of trust and collaboration. That's what I know him for. And that's
You
who
are
he
right.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it? I mean, it's worrying, very worrying since the past 2-3 years Kanu has been into incarceration. Witnessing all this worrying increase in violence and unrest in the East is very alarming. Look at it coming from variety of socio-political factions. Why is the government doing this? Why? What has Kanu done that he could be still being castrated? Why is Tinubu not interested in bringing peace? Why did he choose to follow suit with Buhari? Why are they doing this? My question this morning is why? What's
The
the
question
problem?
is answerable.
Yeah.
Do you know, sir, I know that you are an elder. You must know about the story of Sarawiwe, Sarawiwa.
Yes.
You must, yes, of the Niger Delta Republic, and how he got killed, why they killed him. During Abacha, they killed him because he was agitating just like Nnamdi Kanu was agitating. The reason why they killed him because he was stopping all these shares to explore oil because of his quest for independence. And the foreign powers got interested in him. One would ask, Nnamdi Kanu is a dual citizen of Nigeria and Britain. Have you ever seen where Britain is talking about the issue of Nnamdi Kanu? He's a political prisoner. He was adopted, contrary to the international law and everything that Nigeria have signed for. But no one is talking about this. Now, there is something that happened in Supreme Court, where Supreme Court, in their own good ruling, I will say good ruling, they condemn the adoption, the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu in totality. They condemn the invasion of Nnamdi Kanu's house that led him to run away because he was running for his life and a lot of people were killed. After condemning all those things, Supreme Court did not ask a question. Who is the owner of the aeroplane that brought Kanu to Nigeria? Who owns the private jet? Who are the people who brought him? Because this is a crime. It's a crime, a big crime. Who are the people who brought him? Nobody is asking those questions because there is a power that is above presidency that is interested about Nnamdi Kanu issue, and that is Britain. People might not understand this. The power is above presidency. When I mean the power is above presidency, they know right from time. You should see when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, they charged him of treason, of importing guns and all those things, but at the end, they did not say anything against him. They quashed the whole treason. They now face on terrorism. After 10 years, no court have found him guilty. So that is a clearer picture to tell you that these people are not after, killing this. They are just about stopping him unless he refuses to stop before you kill him. Now, they know that Nnamdi Kanu is a dangerous secessionist, a very dangerous one that will not point gun on your face, but he will use his radio Biafra, just his words, to scatter everything. People were following him. Nnamdi Kanu is the only Nigeria that I see without money, without giving people money. If he want to come out in the street without telling people that he want to come out, he will see 1 million people following him. The influence was much, and people saw that if this thing continue, this person will have what he's looking for without a war. Without shooting one gun, the person will achieve it. And they did they first bribed Southeast governors, Omar Hidden, Obiano, they first proscribed IPOB. It wasn't federal government. It was Southeast politicians that first proscribed the IPOB. And they labeled them terrorists before they started the mega battle and where we are today. Now, the question you are asking is very important. The reason why they don't want to release it is because Nigeria is a puppet country that pay allegiance to foreign powers who controls them and tells them what to do and what not to do. That is one of the problems we are having. Now, Britain is not interested whether Nigeria will be Islamized or not. They are not interested. But what they are interested is that let Nigeria remain like this so that our interest will just be going. Because if anything happens in Nigeria, Britain will lose. Many countries will lose. Look at what happened in Niger now. They kick out America, kick out France, kick out everybody. Get out. Chad is kicking them out. Burkina Faso is kicking them out. So they know everything. France is now planning to bring military base in Nigeria. They are interested in this country. And if anything happens to divide it, their interest is gone. So there are some level of power that is above presidency that is holding that man there. But the man is in a high spirit.
My gosh. Thank you, Mr. Okocha. Thank you for giving me
Thank you very much.
an complete in-depth. And that's why I love listening to your program every time you come up, even though that I have a very small chance. I just say, let me join and, get you complimented. And I want to thank you for the answers you just provided to my wife questions. And my appeal, to the government via your space is we have very good people that can make up that country, that can just they are there, they know them. And like I pointed out this morning, Nnamdi Kanu is one of such political leaders that they have just decided to get incarcerated because they don't want a good country. If you look at that man as a leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, you can see that Kanu commands a dedicated, following.
Yeah.
I've seen that his leadership, provides voice, to those of us that are advocating for self-determination and, greater autonomy for the Southeast.
Yeah.
And you can see that whatever we're doing is just reflecting, a broader demand for more political representations and justice. That's just it. Why are you afraid, to, bringing people like this into around the table? Why? If actually you believe in good governance and to get a better country, why are you afraid of people with this kind of narrative? I think I'm going to conclude because I have a very limited time now. I mean, by saying that Nnamdi Kanu is not just a political figure. He embodies, just a complex intersection of cultural identity, which is notable. Everybody can see, If you look at his political aspiration and that there's urgent need for us to dialogue, for them to release him to dialogue. I know wherever he is, there is they are negotiating with him because Kanu, play a major role he's the negotiator. He could be crucial in, bridge gaps, which we all see that he exhibited so many times, even before his incarcerations. We see his influence on the youths. You get it? We see his influence in security and stability. We see his historical context in everything he does. His international awareness, creating one of the largest group across the world, over 190 countries in the world. Who can do that? We hear about Simon Ekpa today because of his
absence of Nnamdi Kanu.
Absence of Nnamdi Kanu. Otherwise, who is Simon Ekpa? You get it. So the government should think twice and get this man off the hook. He is somebody who, everything I've seen him do, he do it in the right way he should. You get it? He is not a violent person. Ipob is not violent. Ipob have incredible people in their midst. They have intellectuals in their midst. So I don't know why, when you see a figure like Nnamdi Kanu, you will not recognize what he can, produce or how he can join to bring a better country. So, Okocha, I just thank you so much for the little time you have given to me, to speak on issues that concerns every one of us. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate. Thank you for your time and your contribution. Honest contribution for that matter. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. All right. But you don't know what tomorrow brings. Still this crazy world. People dying like flies every day. All right. Don't forget that you can also join us through a phone conversation. Let's get to our WhatsApp call now. Hello. Good evening, madam.
Hello, Mr. Marcel. How are you?
Good evening, ma.
Yeah, this is Madam Origin from United States.
Oh yes, thanks for joining us. We miss you. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I've been around. I kind of tag along your podcast, but today, thank God, I'm able to join live.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your expose. Thank you for love for humanity, because this is all about humanity.
Yeah.
Because any attempt to save a life is precious to God, and as much as you can, all that is within your strength, that God continue to strengthen you.
Amen.
So, what I want to really, highlight on is about, these Kemi talks, and one of the things that scares the heck out of me about the Nigeria people, whether it is the Igbos, the Plateau states, wherever people are, the indigenous people that are inside Nigeria, what scares the heck out of me is the fact that they are so, it is no longer gullible, but I think they are naive. They have been so poisoned and contaminated, and their thought process is so marred. They tend to lean towards believing lies rather than looking at things, or finding time to engage in deep thoughts. They tend to run with whatever. It's amazing how they embrace, what I call lies, because when you look at the Kemi talk said, Igbos, beware of December 31st.
And nobody will pay attention. Nobody will even think about it.
It shocks me. Nobody is paying attention to this. Just last year, this happened.
Yeah.
This happened in that same contraption in another state.
Yeah.
There were 30-something distress calls. And today, nobody is raising alarm about this particular issue. About if you call anybody Igbo person now, they will wave it with one hand.
Yeah.
Why are you waving it with one hand? Why are you not taking it serious? Why are you not calling and screaming? Say, this happened last year. And it is not that it is not happening today. It is not like there is nothing going on. Things are going on in the secret. So all I'm going to say to anyone that cares to hear that is an Igbo person, please talk to yourselves. Make sure I don't even know if they should be able to get overhead cameras, CTC, everything that you can use to, if it happens, God forbid, let there be footages.
Yeah, mommy, the problem here is this. At the beginning of this program, I was talking about what happened in Imo State, Sowore, close to Douglas House. Douglas House is their government house. There is a prison in the adjacent of government house. And there is a very big CCTV cameras around government house that is monitoring the place. Now, when they were importing people, we told them that, look at, they are importing people to the southeast. And the purpose of these people is to cause insecurity. And they went, the first place they went there is to go and attack the prison and release so many, whether it's Boko Haram, they brought there, all those people, they attack and release the whole people in the prison. And we engage them to play the CCTV camera till today. They don't play it. So fixing all these things might not be the problem. But people will imagine a country that could switch Beaver's machine during presidential election? What is CCTV camera? The truth is there. We already know all these things, but there is a big problem. And the big problem is conspiracy of the ruling class with all these terrorists. That is the problem, man.
And the second, scary thing. I remember someone was saying, I think it is still Kemi talked about all the people that masterminded the genocide of 1967 to 1970 are still alive and well. Gowon is still alive. Obasanjo with his own mouth said he used Igbos to kill Igbos, by Igbos. Today, as I'm speaking to you, there is an intel that very, well-known Igbos are working hand in glove with Nigerian government. Hand in glove with Nigeria government too. In fact, it will be surprising if they are not part of this genocide that is to happen. Why is the question? Why are these people joining hands to eliminate the indigenous people in their land? Is it just for this money? Because I don't see anything else if it is not money.
I'm not sure it's only.
Why?
I'm not sure it's only money. It's because of imposition of either their religion or those things. Most of the things that cause war and all these things is religion throughout the whole world. If you check history, what causes war between one state to the other, one country, like the Assyria and the Philistine and Israel right from time, is religion. And like Nigeria is a heterogeneous religious state. And some part of the people wants their religion to be over all the place, to be supreme. And it's already supreme. You can find it in Nigerian constitution, though in a personal level, but now they are fighting to generalize it so that everybody will just be under the Sharia law. So
I agree with you. You just hold your thoughts there. I agree with you when you talk about the religion aspect of it, which is very clear to anyone. It is in it. The last time, what I was meant to know is only one word that is holding it from being across the nation. But what I'm asking is if these Igbo or indigenous people, these elites that have joined to commit this heinous crime to their own people, what is their gain? Number one is money. I don't see anything else. Number two is position.
Political power.
Position.
You are right. You are right.
Which they will never get.
Will
never be given to them. Which they will never smell. The last time I checked. So what is this? Why are these people just, I have issues with the Nigeria terrorist nation, but I am just, in shock with the people, the indigenous people of Igbo land that are masterminders, that have taken positions just to have this happen. I know the Nigeria terrorist nation has too much money to give. They are ready to give them oil wells. At least I know they offered Nnamdi Kanu and he refused. I know it can only take an incorruptible person. But you, even if you are corrupt, I speak to all you Igbo elites that have agreed to be Nigerianistan. I know why I use that word. Why can't you consider those that say, I don't want to be Islamized. I don't want to be bad. I don't want my children. I don't want to leave this evil for my children. So why are you watching and collecting whatever, because as far as I'm concerned, I know that 110% that they will never give you that position you're looking for.
Absolutely.
So my message to these so-called elites is for them to know that they gain nothing. A big fat nothing. You can't save your people. Allow the people that can do it. And that is where I end it. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you so much, Madam Origin. The situation is so pathetic, but we are not going to give up, because giving up is a more dangerous way to allow everything to happen against you.
Yes, and I have one information. I hope I left it, because whenever I have something important to say, I try to leave it first. Right. I tell them, you see, all of them, this is one thing I'm telling them. You see, there are people I call ninjas. There are people that are awake. Our children are hearing and they are knowing. They are making researches. And I tell you, they will never let this battle to save humanity, to save lives, to save indigenous people of Nigeria, wherever they are. They will not stop making attempts. And you cannot defeat them. They are awake and they are not sleeping anymore. So go do whatever. Go join Nigeria terrorists. Join them to kill your own people, buy your own people. It is just for a moment. You will not buy all of them. Yes. And the ones that are breathing will keep pushing to push you all out. It's just a matter of time. I leave it there.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. All right, that was from Madam Origin from the United States. Okay, let's have a guest in the house here. Hello and good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you. I'm bringing you to life. Yes, I'm talking to you.
Okay. Thank you for having me, brother.
Good evening.
Yeah,
good evening, and thanks for joining us. Yeah, tell us your name and where you are joining us from.
My name is Peace. I'm calling from Germany. My brother, I was just paying attention, hearing what is happening, what is people are talking. My brother, the problem we are having, most especially with the Igbos, is that is disunity. We don't have unity among us, because if we have unity among us, all this problem that we are facing today in Nigeria, it shouldn't have been happening. It's because of disunity, and this disunity started since 1967. Let me say 1967, during the civil war of Biafran war and Nigerian war, when Ojukwu gave a man, I don't know the man's name, but I hear the story and I confirm it was true. They gave this man money to go to France to go and bring weapons so that they can be able to defend their land. And this man took this money, and this man ran away with this money. Up to today, this man haven't stepped his foot in Nigeria or Igbo land. He haven't. Even his children, all of them are living in France. Even some of them are crying to come back home because of what their father did. Yes, go and confirm it. So these things, they are saying that what they call this man name, Obasanjo, when Obasanjo said that he used Igbos to fight Igbos. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Even some of during the Biafran war, when some of the Igbos soldiers find out that the Nigerian soldiers have defeated them, so they join Nigerian soldiers to bring back some of the Igbo soldiers to join them to become one Nigeria. So this thing is still happening today. Like I was watching a program today about what is happening in Southeast. Some of the vigilantes who are Igbos are joining the Nigerian soldiers to fight against the Biafran Liberation Army. And this Biafran Liberation Army, these people are just neutral Igbos, all are Igbos, you know, from different parts of state from Biafra land. That's the whole Biafra land. Let me say 40 states of Biafra land. So these people are originally Igbos who are fighting for this freedom. So some of the Igbos like Anambra and Enugu, Sowore, they joined these cabals to be killing their own citizens, which they are defending their mother's land. So as for me, my brother, I have tried as well to bring unity, but I found out that it's very, very difficult for the Igbos to unite to fight for their freedom because they don't know what is coming on their way, and is already there, and it has been written in the book that Nigeria is an Islamic state. Nigeria is an Islamic state already. It's not that it's going to become an Islamic state. It's already an Islamic state. So what we Igbos are trying now to break that cage, that we don't want to be part of this religion. We are not against Islam, but you don't have to oppose Islam to some people who are also Christian, because a Christianity and you want him to be a Muslim, it looks as if maybe you are fighting. Maybe you don't want him to say something that this is my right, this is where I belongs to. So the reason why these Funanis and some of the northern part of Nigerians are seeing Igbos are weak is because of this unity. Because if Igbos are unity, Nnamdi Kanu wants to remain in what they call it, in DSS prison there. Yeah. So secondly, for me, they want to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is their intentionally, you know. They want to kill him, you know. Most of all these allegations and everything, you know. If not Simon Ekpa, you know, people are criticizing Simon Ekpa. No, don't criticize Simon Ekpa. There are things that Simon Ekpa saw that I myself saw. During the time of, let me say, 2017, they went to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu place. They are about to kill him, and he escaped. And they killed many Igbos, many young youths who are carrying Biafran flag without no weapon. They were not armed with AK-47, double barrack. You know, the Nigerian government started killing these people. 2017, you know, 2018. Even the Western country, we are seeing all these things. So do you know, there was a conference that was holding in America. They asked Joe Biden, what is your interest about African problem? He said, then he now said that Africa is not his priority. You understand? Yeah, Joe Biden said Africa is not his priority. That is to tell you, 1889, the Berlin Conference, that they want to use Africa as a farmland. You see, they want to use Africa as a farmland. And if you look at it, most of the things that is happening today, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, you know, is because of those people there. They are not so wise enough. But today, God have touched people who are very, very wise enough to deliver their people from the hands of the Westerners. And now, Tinubu is now bringing France base in northern Nigeria. Now, the northern Nigeria, they are disagreed that Tinubu won't bring any France base. But if it was, if it was in Igbo land now, let me say eastern part of Nigeria now, they will agree. But if you look at it now, they will never agree. They will never agree France should have a base in Nigeria, whether it's the north or the west or the east or the wherever. They don't want it because of the agenda they have is to Islamize Nigeria fully. But it's in paper, in signature, it shows that Nigeria is an Islamic state, 100%. I don't doubt it. You see, so these our brothers and sisters who are living in Nigeria, who are from different 36 states, they don't know what is going on. They are there praising Davido, praising Burna Boy, who is the richest, whiskey. You know, all these things pains me because these people, I think, they believe that Islamic is not real, but for them it will be a surprise that Nigeria have become fully Islamic nation, and you will see that some of these, like Igbos, or let me say Igbos, or any part of from that eastern region or Yoruba side, some of them will run out of Nigeria. The indigenous people will run. Some of them will run to Cameroon because they are coming. This Islamic is not for peaceful way. They are coming to kill the indigenous people of Igbos. And after that is the reason. If you look at Hope Uzodinma, Hope Uzodinma is already an Islamic man. He's a Muslim man secretly. He accepted it. Go and watch his video. Go and look the way he dressed. Both Rocha Sokorocha, some both Oba from Enugu, what they call it again, Soludo. All these people have accepted to be Islamized. So they are just deceiving their people that they are. If you look at it, there is no good infrastructure. There is no good infrastructure. Shetima said that for infrastructure in his food. Yeah, infrastructure in his food, but infrastructure is going to come, but not now. The only way the infrastructure will come is that if they have fully Islamized Nigeria, they will now start making competition with the Westerners. You understand? So that is their plan. So secondly, we should come together, whether you are Yoruba or you are Hausa or you are Igbo. Let us come together and stop this disunity, racism. You be Bini, you be Igbo, you be you know what? Like all these things I'm talking now. Some of the Benis now. Let me say the Bini, because Bini people claim that Edo. Once you are from Edo State, you are a Bini. No. You are not. No. Bini people. Some of them are not even talking. And as I'm talking to you now, the Benis are running away from their ancestral land. As I'm talking to you now, some of them are running back, to Lagos to go and stay because of the things that Funanis are doing. And that place they have, for me, Benin have been captured, but they are pretending. You see, they are pretending. So the particular place that is troubling them now is these 5 states. This Enugu, Abakaliki, Abia, Owerri, that's Imo State, you know. So these are the places now that is very, very hard for them. Once they have captured these 5 states, the rest is nothing to them. You understand? And if you look at Alomana, Alioma, Ekwale, all those places are Igbo. You see, so what is preventing them not to capture all those places, or Port Harcourt or River State or all those places? The reason why they haven't captured those places as well fully is because of the Igbos, the Middle Igbos. You know, that that Middle Eastern region there. That is the problem they have. Once they have conquered that 5 states, now the rest is nothing for them. You see, so holy. Sorry, let me finish this one. Holding Simon Ekpa is not the issue. Now they have arrested Simon Ekpa. Look at how the military are. Do you know that a military killed a driver just for nothing? Nothing, just for nothing. Show me particulars. The guy showed them everything. They started beating this boy. They shot him. I'm telling you. I think this happened 3 days ago in East. Nothing the boy did them, nothing. They start beating this boy before he need the crack gun. What I hear? Wah! Is it the kind of country we want to live? But brother, let me tell you, if we don't join hand and forget about tribalism, we all will die. I am not among them. The people I'm pitying in that place is the people living in the zoo. Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is a, what they call it, is a farm to Europeans. So let our people, let us wake up. Let us wake up and stop tribalism and come together. Because Nnamdi Kanu, their intention is to kill this man. I'm telling you, they want to kill this man. And Simon is lucky that Simon is arrested by the Finnish government in Finland. Is there? If not, if Finnish people are having this, what they call it, they have this African mentality, like the way Kenya did to Nnamdi Kanu, they will do to Simon. The way they're thinking of evil against Nnamdi Kanu is the same way they will do to Simon. So let our Igbo people and the rest ethnic group should come together. Let's come together and do it once and for all. Nigeria is not meant to be together. The amalgamation is finished since 2014. It is finished. Even Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for a good Nigeria, but he found out that these people, the intentional is to Islamize that country. That's why he started raising alarm. And there are people say it's mad. No. This time around, we Igbos are not going to allow such things to repeat again. That Obasanjo said that he used Igbo to kill Igbo. And that is the reason why, if you look at it properly, my brother, here in Europe, Igbos are not united. Even in the company, you will see your fellow Igbo man will go and be telling the CEO of the company to drive you out of the company. It's what is happening. It's not only in Nigeria. So how will you think that Fulani, Hausa, and the rest of ethnic group will like Igbo people? Because what makes people to like your people, who you are, is because of the what they call it, the love you have one another. Like Fulani now. Funanis now. The reason why some of Igbo governors, they love Funanis, some of them, they love Funanis because the Funanis are united. If Igbos are united, people will love you. People will love you, but in their mind, they're jealous of you. Look at Russia today. The reason why Russia is the strongest is because of unity. So if Igbos unite, all these things, if Benin will hate you, Yoruba will hate you, Hausa will hate you. It's because of you have exposed yourselves that you hate yourself. You will see an Igbo man, you will see an Enugu man now, you will be saying Agbo man is not his brother. Who caused it? It was the 1967 Civil War that caused all these things. So if Igbos come together as one, people will love you, people will like you. But when you criticize, not even only in Nigeria, all over the world, if you go, you will see your fellow Igbo man will like to betray his fellow Igbo man. Not in Nigeria. Not only in Nigeria. I am telling you this. I am telling you this. So it's very, very difficult for Igbos to unite to defeat. And if they don't talk time, this is their last battle. Now they have kidnapped and now they have arrested Simon Ekpa. Do you know what is going on now in the Biafran government in exile? They have divided. They have divided. They are not serious to fight this again. The woman they said that is Ngozi, who is in charge as a CEO or as a deputy prime minister, she's not posting anything that is happening in that zoo. So this is just everything. Since they arrested Simon Ekpa, there is war between this government in exile. I don't know if you have heard it. So these are part of it. Some of them are saying Nigerian government is working with this one. Nigerian government is working with this one just because of money, because of dollar. My brother, I have spoken too much. Thank you for giving me this time to express myself, to tell you what is in my mind. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
All right, if you are just joining us, thanks for joining us. Good evening. This is 6:06 Nigerian time. We are talking about the issue of insecurity in the southeast and south-south, according to them, the Old Eastern region. So what we are saying today is all about setting the record straight. You know, a lot of time in the past, they have accused innocent people that they are the ones sponsoring insecurity in the southeast. But when you accuse somebody, you make the real people who are sponsoring the insecurity to look innocent, and you give them more power to continue to carry out evil plans. So it's like when you come out to say that someone who is sponsoring Boko Haram is P2B. Let me use an example. When you say P2B, you are giving people who are the real people who are sponsoring Boko Haram, automatically you are giving them power, because you are telling that, oh, I don't know who is doing that, so I'm accusing the wrong person. So until we stop accusing the wrong person, we cannot get to the root of the insecurity challenges happening in Nigeria, in the Southeast. We know people who are doing all these things. We know them, both their sponsors and the real people who are doing this. Let's have another conduct. Hello? Hello, you can off your YouTube there so that we can hear from you.
Good afternoon from here.
Okay, good evening, sir. Thanks for joining us. Your name and where you are calling us from, sir?
My name is Obi. I'm calling you from France.
France. Okay. I think it should be evening in France now.
No, it's almost after 6 here because
that is evening. You said good afternoon.
I'm sorry, it's good evening.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. How is France?
France is we are in winter now. Everywhere is cool.
All right, sir. Talk to us.
I do watch your program. You are doing well. You are doing well.
All right, sir. Do you understand what we are treating today?
Yeah, insecurity.
All right. Go on.
Yeah. The major problem insecurity in Biafra land, I think the Western are the cause, because they have much interest because of the gas, because since this war, Ukraine and Russia, and the Russian have make it difficult for the Europeans for the gas. So all their focus now is in Biafra land in Nigeria, precisely Ebema.
Is that the reason why we have insecurity challenges?
Yes, because they are the one. Anywhere they have interest, you must have insecurity. Okay, for example, now in all this Niger, Burkina Faso, when the Westerners were there, they said they are fighting insecurity. It's the same.
Yeah.
They cause problems so that they will be stealing the resources.
Why you are solving the problem?
That is what is happening. That is what is happening, even in North as well. And the major problem is that Britain are the one that put all these governors. Because all these governors, they are working with Britain, making things difficult for the indigenes. You see? And the Nnamdi Kanu foresaw these things for a long time and come out. He even go to all these governors and tell them what to do. But instead of them to support this guy, no, they will not. Then they come to kill him. So that is the major. Even the agitation of the Ipob was because of this marginalization, this insecurity as well.
Yeah.
Where the whole seaport was closed. It's only in Lagos. So you see that all these governors, in fact, they are bought them. They are bought them. If not, a reasonable person will always join hands with Marcel Nnamdi Kanu, because this Marcel Nnamdi Kanu is a good leader.
Yeah, Nnamdi Kanu is truly a good leader.
Yeah, he's a true leader. If truly they want Biafra land to be peaceful, they know that immediately Marcel Nnamdi Kanu come out, all this insecurity will vanish. They know all these things.
That is right.
They know, but when he knows, they know that if they come out, all this security will go, but they will not do it. They will not do it, and Westerner, their interest is much in Biafra land because of the gas in that area.
It's true.
So, and secondly, the thing that joins this together is that Christianity is also the tool that this Westerner use. For example, now the government are not doing well. Instead of the indigenous to wake up, then they will collide with the GO to be telling people, have faith, have faith. But instead of the indigenous will fight the government, no, they will not do it. Instead, the GO will be doing what? Making them to cool down. But here in Europe, here now, if the government is not doing well, you will see protests, great protests.
That is right.
They will break everywhere.
That is right.
This is what Christianity and other tools that the Westerners are using to make our youth to be docile.
Yeah, don't just say Christianity. You can say religion.
Yeah, religion.
Yeah.
Religion.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You just have a minute left because we have a lot of callers with minimum time.
Okay. In fact, thank you for your program. You are doing extremely well.
Thank you so much.
May God continue to guide and protect you.
Amen.
All right.
Thank you so much. Let's have another caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Hi. Good afternoon for here.
All right. Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Bishit.
Bishit?
My name is Ifine.
Okay, fine. Yeah, Ifine is good for me.
I'm from Delta Okwande.
From Delta Okwande. Are you currently in Okwande now?
No, I'm in US.
Okay. Ogbeji.
Yeah. Ajay,
sir.
Ajay, sir.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, well done, sir. Yeah. This issue of Biafra, right?
Yeah. We are talking about the issue of insecurity, though.
No, all of them are the same. Okay. But let me talk about insecurity. Yeah. Now, insecurity in Nigeria is caused by because of our greed.
Okay.
Our greed.
You can help me to lower your YouTube over there. Just off it. Yeah, off it so that it's reflecting.
Okay. Can you hear me? I think it's better now, right?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Yeah. Because of our greed, money. How much do they need? Look, Igbo people are dying. I went to Nigeria last time. I was scared even to go to East. I was scared because the checkpoint there was too much. It was too much. The only thing I did, because I just got my British passport, I didn't go back. I was afraid. They would say, maybe this is one of them that is sponsoring Ipob. I was afraid. But luckily, they didn't see my British passport. I was just so lucky. Until the East, I didn't say not the East, until the old Eastern region. Old Eastern region come together as one. That is the reason why they are dividing us. They are not dividing the ordinary man, they are dividing the rich ones. The rich ones are the ones they are dividing because me and you know the truth, where we belong. See, I'm from Kwale. I know where I belong. I'm the Igbo man. Igbo man speak today, I know Igbo. speak, know me. I be Igbo man. Whether they like it or not, I be Biafra. But insecurity, they are killing our people every day. But it's a matter of time. It will be over.
I believe.
Well, see, not decide. It will be over. It will be over. I don't want to talk much about me. I know, see, like I tell you, now Yoruba go first declare this independence. Watch.
Why do you think so?
Yoruba go first break out.
Why do you think so?
I don't talk much about this, about why I said so. But Yoruba will first break out. Then Igbo will follow. But the problem with Igbo is they'll be fighting for who to rule. They'll be fighting for who to rule. That's the delay that will come for Igbo. You see, Yoruba will first break out. Then Igbo will follow. Then they'll be fighting for who to rule. That it will take time. Who to rule. At the end, they'll get somebody to rule. And that person to rule, there's Igbo starts, Biafra starts. Then after Biafra starts now, North don't know how to rule. They'll be looking for Igbo and Yoruba to come and assist them to rule their country. Watch what I said today, write it down. But the land of Biafra will be gold everywhere. Be gold. Forget what you say, the prophet, they say prophet. Forget that one, they don't get prophets. Also, I just money making people machine.
Why do you think so?
Finland. I saw him the other day. He came with a white Mercedes Benz. I say, Oga, that is the calling. That he was called to do that job. Not say that, not give up. He was called to do that job. And we finish it. Forget. This night said so. Write it down. Yoruba will first come outside. Igbo, you have to follow. 4 countries, now 3 countries I see. Now 3 countries. Before Buhari start to rule, before Buhari start the second term, I see 3 countries. I told Asabe TV, this election, after Buhari, Yoruba man see you, Yoruba man now see you. They say, who be that? I say, I don't see you. I know God not showing the face, but my Yoruba man I see. Take over after Buhari.
How do you see it? Are you a seer or a prophet?
No, I'm not a prophet, I'm not a seer, but once in a while, I can't see, I'm not a prophet, I'm not a seer, but once in a while, everything that God showed me has come to pass. The only thing that has not come to pass now is the ministry took over and Biafra are coming. For those two, I'm waiting for those two. Every other thing came to pass.
It's all right.
But I'm not a prophet. I'm just somebody that whenever if I pray sometimes, God will say, take this mountain. I'm not yet a prophet. I'm just a small pastor.
All right.
Biafra will come.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Thanks for joining us, sir. Your name and where you are calling from?
I'm calling from Libya. My name is Chijoke Ogborubo.
Chijoke Ogborubo from Libya. How is Libya, sir?
My brother, everywhere good.
Which state are you in Libya?
Ephraim.
Ephraim?
Yes.
I don't know that one.
Do you know Zintan?
Yes.
Oh, close to Zintan.
Okay.
I understand the topic that is on board now, please. I just want to thank you and the way you are approaching us in this struggle.
Thank you so much, sir.
So you are doing a very great job.
Thank you so
coming
much.
to that insecurity, I hope you are understanding me.
Yeah.
Coming to this insecurity that is going on in Southeast. according to one of my brother that called from, was it France or in Europe?
Yeah, it's France. I mean, Germany. One call from France, one call for Germany.
Yes. All these things that is happening in Southeast, our politicians they are all include all this problem. All this insecurity. They are among all this problem. Our politicians are trying rightly. Because I remember when I was in Nigeria, when I'm in Nigeria, all this insecurity, my dear brother, it's not a small thing, no. It's a very big deal. Even this country, Libya now, yesterday, because of there is a heavy rain, and that heavy rain affected light. We don't have light. Let me just say, 3 days. If you see protests with arms, just let me tell you, in the next 20 minutes, they'll change that transformer and give us light immediately. Just 3 days. They block roads, block everywhere. Nobody's going in, nobody's going out. In seconds.
That is how it's supposed to be.
Then give us light immediately.
No, Libya is a no-nonsense country. I've been to Libya anyway. I've been to Libya. I've even worked in Libya. I've worked in Libya. So I stayed in Brigi. Maybe you know it. From Brak to Brigi is not that far.
Brigi, near Brak.
Exactly. So even I have never seen where they take night in Libya. All those things. Their petrol is like free. It costs nothing. You understand? It's like one liter then was is it not? It's not up to 1 dinar. It's not up to 1 dinar then. So yes. And things in Libya then anyway, it is well. I understand what you said. Thank you so much for joining us.
Even we are not paying for light here. Even we are not in Libya. We are not a citizen of Libya, but we are not paying for light.
No, you don't pay for light in Libya.
We don't pay for light.
All right.
So thank you. Another people to contribute.
Thank you so much.
You're doing a great job. May God bless you.
Thank you so much.
May God bless you.
All right, we are coming to the end of this program, but there is something I want to leave us with. There is something I want to leave us with. You see, something is going on in Syria. Something that is going on in Syria now. Nigerian leaders should be very careful. In Syria, the family of Assad is their leader. The family of Assad has been ruling the country getting to 52 years. They have been ruling the country getting to 52 years. But recently now, it collapsed. They toppled him. He ran to Russia. The grave of his father, they burned the grave and destroyed the grave. They took his first son. They hanged the first son of Assad. Why are they doing that? Bad leadership. Every leader in Nigeria should be very careful. Because generations to come, internet, don't forget. You see, internet era is one of the most dangerous era you can talk about. Internet is dangerous. Internet, don't forget. Do not forget anything you are doing. People are putting it on the internet. Be very, very careful. Your bad leadership, how you embezzle money. Tomorrow, Nigeria can go in their separate ways, or anything is possible. Or Nigeria can even turn around. Even though Nigeria separate tomorrow, you are not going to score free. People will remember how you treat them. People will remember how you proscribe Ipob, who have knowing ways to carry flag. They will remember. So for them to hang the children of Assad, chase the man to Russia, the man even escaped by himself. Even his father that handed over to the son, they burn the grave. We should be very careful because nobody knows tomorrow. This life is turning around. So anything we are doing, make sure you do the right thing. Even though you don't have money like me. Even though you don't have anything, but make sure you do the right thing. Because posterity is going to judge you. No matter what you do, no matter what you say today, it's not going to change you, because one day everybody will still die. We all will go to the grave 6 feet. Let this thought always be in your mind, because if you remember that you are going to die tomorrow, I don't think you find pleasure in doing the wrong things. Why doing the wrong things when you know that you can close your eye today and nobody will even remember you? They can only remember you by 2 things: the good things you have done. And if they remember about the bad things you have done, they will remember your generation in a bad way. So let's bear it in mind that nothing lasts forever. Thank you so much for joining me in this broadcast. See you tonight.
Instead of them to actually discuss the 1999 constitution, it is a fraud already. That constitution is a fraud. Now, what you are doing now, you want to start, advancing the interest of those religious groups to actually now confirm that Nigeria is an Islamic state. And let me tell you something that people don't know. This thing was caused by the British. Between 1900 and 1960, they knew that they cannot govern the North except they allowed them to practice their religion, and they were using their religious leader to basically govern them. It is called indirect rule. Immediately after independence, 1960, the British knew that they shouldn't have forged these two people together. They know. But because they want to achieve the divide and rule and to be able to conquer and take our resources and steal whatever they want to steal over the years, they merged these two people together. They could not govern the North and South under one religious or administration. They know. So they now give independent and march you people to work together. That was why the 1960 coup started. That was how the Civil War started. Now, 86, Babangida came with the OIC stuff, tried to Islamize us. It didn't work. In 2000, 1999-2000, when Obasanjo came, he permitted them to start practicing Sharia. Today now, they want to consolidate it. Once you remove that person, all of us, whether you are Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Jukun, Christian, traditional, you are now under the law, the Islamic law, because they put it in the constitution.
In fact, listening to the member that was representing Ahoda East, Abu Anudua Federal Constituency, River State, I want to get his words. He said personal matters that was envisaged, he says, by the people who drafted this constitution. And I want to quote him. The implication is, if the word personal is removed, Islamic law would have broader implications. The word personal was put there for a reason. Let's talk a bit about this whole conversation about Islamizing the country with our population and our dynamics. You know, is it possible that someone can sneak this in at some point and force all of us under some sort of regulation that we do not ascribe to? Is it possible that this can happen in this country?
It is possible, and don't be deceived. It's going to happen. Do you know Constantinople? Today's Turkey? They were almost 98% Christian before now. Today, it's an Islamic country. I did Islam in my master's program, and I was trained by Professor Alijani. He's a Persian. He's an Iranian American. And I scored A. That's excellent in Islam. So I know them. It may take them 1,000 years. They will Islamize Nigeria. So they will take it slowly, gradually. They don't forget. All of us will be dead after some time. Our children that don't care, or this Jersey will come. They will still Islamize this country. If they can do it in Turkey, today's Turkey, what stops you? Why do you think they won't do it here? Except we take steps now, because we are the ones that are talking about these things. Our next generation in 50 years will not even care. You understand? So I'm thinking that if some part of the country, I don't want to be specific, if they feel strongly about an ideology, a religious, but I think they can restrict it to their area. And I think maybe Tinubu should do well by developing this issue of regional autonomy where everybody should organize themselves, or at worst, let the country actually go apart, and you can do whatever you want in your area. I've come to that conclusion that I don't think we can stay together because of this very strong belief about religion. So it's either we stay together, or people should mind their religion and stay where they are and practice what they want. Imposing it on others is wrong. I study Islam, and I don't want to talk blasphemy here. If I start talking about Islam in the next 3 hours, we will not live here.
No, we don't want you to talk blasphemy either. Talking about our country, in many, we are not a religious country, so to on paper. We're a secular nation. What kinds of conversations should we be having with the Nigerian people, especially the younger generation, about how to ensure that we remain secular, where you can practice your religion in any part of the country that you please without imposing your views or belief systems on any other person? What kind of conversations should we be having, and what should our lawmakers be thinking at the back of their minds? At least they've made the first step, which is dropping this bill and ensuring that it doesn't go through. But in subsequent conversations that you said will inevitably come up, what should we be doing as a people to ensure this doesn't happen?
I'm going to be extreme. For me, if you look at Sudan, we have now North Sudan, South Sudan. I think we should have Northern Nigeria and Southern. Then they can practice whatever they want. There's no dialogue because they will not stop. I've told you it may take 1,000 years. They will still do it. But if you let everybody go their way, maybe you have enough, they remain there, and you have the sovereignty down south, then you can do what you want. But if you remain and you think you can talk to your Jersey and people that don't care about anything, it will happen. It took hundreds of years before Turkey, Constantinople, Istanbul was converted completely today. And if you look at history will tell you that you cannot assuage these people. Who owns those banks? I did a lot of research, and I want our audience to go and find out the owner of Taj Bank and the other bank. Then the picture will start getting clear to you. You have the Jaiz Bank and you have the Taj Bank. It is an open source information. Go on the internet, the board of directors, you will see the shareholders. I don't want to mention them on national television. Go and do your research. And you're beginning to understand. You begin to understand what I said, that people have been sponsoring terrorism because they want to Islamize Nigeria. Now Tinubu has come, and it's a little bit very hard on them. That section, the kinetic approach is failing. So they are now trying to bring it through the constitution, want to legalize it. If we cannot go through the bush and kill as many people and they are still resisting us, and this man has come and is fighting this is just killing all the fighters, then let us go to the house and bring it in through the back door. We just remove that clause, personal. They will not know. They may not pay attention. They will just, and that is it. They will still do this thing. Go and find out the owners of those banks. They are the ones sponsoring these narratives. And I always say it on television, go after the sponsors. Those guys speaking in the house, they are just paid to do that. And with time, they're going to bribe the remaining ones and they will pass it. If not this year, it may be 10 years time. If it's not 10 years time, it may be 50 years. They are going to Islamize this country. But I think the solution, what you should be discussing with people should try to understand we are not the same people. The North and South are not the same. The British understood. That's what they are doing indirect, and they deliberately merge us so that we can continue to fight like this, and they can continue to take our resources away.
Speaking about the British, there are several theories out there in terms of all of this Chatham House moves and why our leaders always go to the West before elections. Do you think that the influence of the British about this particular matter and more is significant? Has it waned? Is it still growing? What should be done about it?
No, what the British did is just like what the Belgians, the other, like the French, is the same method of giving you independence.
But at the end of it, I don't want to go because these things are all, the tapes are available, the records are there. In fact, only about 2 weeks ago, I saw a set of the records again. The transcripts are available. But we talked about the Nigerian situation. And certainly, at the end, everybody says, oh, you told them this, you did that. The fact was that our case was so clear that I actually believe at the end of Aburi that the problem was not Gawan, but probably some ambassadors in Lagos who were pressing for something else. Because we understood each other. We agreed on every single point. The drafting was, in fact, my chief secretary with 2 other chief secretaries from the other side. They said, no. And drafted and agreed. We looked at it, we agreed. General Ankara read over the whole report again to us at the end. Asked us if we wanted to amend anything. No. At the end of all that, the position was so good that actually Ankara drove Jack, Gawan, and myself to the airport. Jack was sitting on his left, I was sitting on his right. He was in the middle. And in the course of that journey, at a point, General Ankara shook his head and said, oh, thank you. Thank you. If only we can go on like this, everything would be
all right. I believe I was the one, as I do now from time to time. I go for the dramatic. Suddenly I picked up Gawan's hand, put it on Ankra's lap, brought my other hand, placed it on it, and I said, "General Sir, hold us together, I want to say something." So General Ankra put his hand on top of the two hands, and I said, "General, I want to assure you that I am totally satisfied with everything we said. I will even go further and say to you something I did not say at the conference, and that is that once we have implemented everything we have said, I would ask you for one favor and one favor only, and that would be to be the one to propose Jack Gawan as a head of state of Nigeria."
It was a two-day conference of peers and old mates, but its aftermath produced even further controversy.
When we came back, and Ojukwu did not go to make the statement he made first, virtually giving the impression that we've agreed for a confederation to move apart, etc., which was really not in exactly that. If I had had the opportunity to make my broadcast in the first, because that was the agreement, not for him to make the broadcast first, then if I had committed myself to what he said, then there wouldn't have been any problem. But he went and said certain things that certainly looked wrong, and therefore we saw in practically everything he did, I think it was for to play up to the gallery, not being sincere.
At Aburi, yes, we agreed on area commands for the armed forces. At Aburi, we agreed that the police force will be decentralized. We agreed on those. Yes. We agreed even to show that we didn't separate. At Aburi, we also agreed on a certain revenue formula. That's what happened at Aburi. Aburi again, because I always end up, it sounds odd today, but I always end up by saying I must have been naive, because I believed actually that would be the end. I'll confess to you, when I got back to Enugu, oh yes, I had a party, believing that probably the danger was over. That's what we thought. Until they then began to deny everything. It was the denial of Nigeria that made me publish the tapes of Aburi, because we had insisted that each one should have a set of tapes. Everybody talks about confederation. Go and look at the transcript. There is no time that the word confederation came from my lips.
In broad terms, Aburi changed the title of head of state from Supreme Military Commander to Commander-in-Chief. It gave the regions control over internal affairs, and concurrence of each region was now required for any decision affecting the whole country.
But at the end of it,